The story begins in ancient Japan, in a place called Akko, where feudal lords still rule the land. One day, a group of samurai capture a strange young boy and bring him back with them. His name is Kai, but no one knows where he came from. The villagers become suspicious of him, fearing he might be some kind of spirit or demon because of his unusually pale skin. Most people do not want him to stay in their land, but the ruler, Lord Asano, decides that the boy will remain there. Lord Asano's daughter, Mika, quickly becomes friends with Kai, and the two grow close over time. Kai grows up in the kingdom, but is always treated like an outsider. Even so, he remains grateful for Lord Asano's kindness and Mika's friendship. One day, several hunters go after a terrifying beast that has been terrorizing the village. The creature is enormous and has 6 eyes. It is so powerful that it can throw even horses through the air. During the hunt, a samurai named Yasuno drops his sword and becomes trapped in front of the monster. Kai risks his life to fight the beast and finally kills it. He also returns Yasuno's sword to him after saving his life, instead of being thankful. Yasuno says with disgust that he would rather have died than be saved by someone unclean. Like Kai, the others continue believing that Kai is strange and different. Soon after, more samurai arrive and assume that Yasuno was the one who killed the creature. Yasuno stays silent and takes all the credit for himself. Before leaving, Kai notices a mysterious white fox staring at him from the distance. The fox has 2 different colored eyes. At the same time, in another region called Nagato, the same white fox arrives before Lord Kira and transforms into a beautiful woman. In reality, she is Kira's spy. She informs him that their plan to eliminate Lord Asano has failed. Asterisk, when the hunters return home, Mika greets her father and asks if he was hurt. Lord Asano jokingly asks if she is worried about someone special. It is then revealed that the 6-eyed creature needed to be destroyed because an important tournament hosted by the shogun is about to take place, and everything must be perfect. For the event, asterisk, that night, Mika visits Kai because he is badly injured. She takes care of him, and later brings up Yasuno. She tells Kai that while everyone praised Yasuno for killing the monster, she could clearly see shame in his eyes. Kai realizes Mika knows the truth, immediately tells her to leave because he does not want any trouble. He also admits that he will always care for her, but their worlds are different. Soon, the grand day of the shogun's celebration arrives. During the event, Kai notices a woman whose eyes are different colors, exactly like the fox he saw in the forest. Suspicious, Kai warns Oishi, one of Lord Asano's loyal samurai. Unknown to them, Oishi's son, Chikara, overhears their conversation. Kai says there is a witch among them, but Oishi reminds him that only demons can see a witch's true form. He wonders how Kai could know this. The next day, the festivities continue as Lord Kira arrives. Though he speaks politely to Lord Asano, the two secretly despise each other. Kira insults Mika by calling her Lord Asano's mistress. Furious, Asano immediately corrects him, declaring that she is his daughter and demanding respect. Asterisk, after the performance ends, it is time for a combat tournament between the two regions. Lord Kira's warrior demonstrates incredible skill, impressing everyone present. Kira mocks Mika by saying he is sure her father's chosen warrior will be equally powerful. However, no one truly believes in Yasuno's abilities, despite Lord Asano selecting him because he supposedly killed the 6-eyed beast. Just before the duel begins, Yasuno encounters the mysterious fox woman and afterward behaves strangely. When Chikara goes to summon him, Yasuno appears unable to fight. Kai suggests choosing another warrior, but it is already too late. Fair. Champion fails to appear. Lord Asano and his entire region will suffer humiliation. Only one samurai is allowed to fight in the tournament. Since samurai wear masks, no one can easily recognize who is behind them. After a long delay, the warrior from Akko finally enters the arena. At first, everyone feels relieved, but the battle quickly turns disastrous. Kira's fighter overwhelms him, and a powerful arrow knocks off the warrior's mask, revealing Kai. Underneath, the shogun immediately stops the fight and recognizes that Kai is not a samurai. He orders the opposing warrior to kill him. Mika panics and rushes in front of Kai to protect him. Lord Asano apologizes and takes full responsibility, asking the shogun to punish him instead. That same evening, the fox, which reveals her true plan to Lord Kira. She intends to seize control of Akko from Lord Asano, who is already under great pressure. Using dark magic, she creates a horrifying spider with many eyes, the same 6-eyed creature seen earlier. The spider poisons Lord Asano, causing him to hallucinate. Asterisk under the illusion. Asano believes Kira is attacking Mika. Trying to protect his daughter, he draws his sword and attacks Kira. Though the vision exists only in his mind, everyone else sees him assault a guest. Samurai rush to restrain him while Kira pretends to be an innocent victim. Asterisk because attacking a guest is a grave crime. Lord Asano is sentenced to death. However, due to his honor and status, he is allowed to take his own life through ritual suicide instead of being executed publicly. Before his death, Asano tells Oishi that this fate is better than a public hanging. Oishi insists that Asano was manipulated by magic, but Asano now cares only about preserving his family's honor. He says goodbye to Mika and tells her not to cry or show weakness. Later, Oishi prepares Asano's sword while Kai, still recovering from his injuries, watches along with the other samurai as Lord Asano dies. Asterisk the samurai wish to avenge their master. But Oishi reminds them that if they start a war now, innocent villagers and farmers will suffer as well. A warrior's first duty is to protect the people. Mika asks the shogun to allow her to rule the region until she marries, as she is Lord Asano's only daughter. But everything has already been decided. Lord Kira is declared the new ruler of Akko. The shogun orders Mika to mourn for 1 year before marrying Kira against her will. Asterisk. The shogun also announces that Oishi and the remaining warriors are no longer samurai. They are now Ronin, masterless warriors, forbidden from seeking revenge. Asterisk, once in power. Kira immediately drives the Ronin from the land and orders that any Ronin found there should be killed. Mika is devastated. Then Kai is dragged into the FSD courtyard in chains. Kira cruelly tells Mika to look at him one last time because she will never see him again. Kira also has Oishi imprisoned because he does not trust him. Oishi spends an entire year locked away in terrible conditions. Finally, during a stormy night, he is thrown outside, weak and barely alive. His wife and son rush to help him and give him food. They explain that all of his men have fled the region, while Mika has been taken into the palace as preparations for her wedding begin. Oishi asks about Kai and learns that he was sold far away as a slave. After hearing everything, Oishi stands up and demands 3 horses immediately. His wife tries to stop him, but Oishi tells her to tell the world they are divorced. He says this dangerous mission is the only way to protect them. He says goodbye to his family and rides away. After a long search, Oishi finally finds Kai in terrible condition. Kai is being forced to fight brutally for the entertainment of gamblers and criminals. Oishi enters the arena disguised as a fighter because it is the only way he can reach Kai. Asterisk. But after a year of suffering and torture, Kai has become little more than a fighting machine. He does not even recognize Oishi and attacks him relentlessly, as if his spirit has already died. Only when Oishi mentions Mika's name does Kai finally regain his senses. Together, they begin planning their escape from the fighting arena while bullets fly around them. Asterisk. After narrowly escaping danger, Kai and Oishi travel far away and finally begin talking properly. Their relationship has completely changed. Kai is no longer the calm and quiet student he once was. He has become angry, aggressive, and much harsher. In the way he speaks, Oishi admits that he should have believed Kai's warning about the witch from the beginning. He now understands that Lord Kira used dark magic to destroy Lord Asano. After spending a year in prison, Oishi himself has changed deeply, and now he treats Kai with great respect because he truly needs his help. Soon a messenger arrives outside Kira's palace carrying news from the Dutch island. He informs Kira that the warrior sold into slavery has escaped with the help of a samurai. Furious, Kira orders the witch to find Oishi as quickly as possible because he wants him completely destroyed. Meanwhile, Kai and Oishi reach a lake where Chikara is waiting for them. Chikara has secretly gathered all of Oishi's former men. Oishi explains that he has a plan, but it goes directly against the shogun's orders. Anyone who joins the mission will most likely die. The moment he announces that their goal is to kill Lord Kira, the Ronin cheer with excitement and immediately agree to follow him. However, Kira's castle is heavily guarded, so they first need to learn when he will travel to his temple. They also need more men and weapons. Oishi divides tasks among his followers. One of the Ronin angrily attacks Kai, claiming he is not a true samurai. Oishi stops him and says that none of them are samurai anymore. They're all Ronin now. Asterisk soon, Oishi and Kai travel to a village called Yutsu, famous for making swords. The place feels abandoned, almost like a ghost town. There is not a single villager in sight. When they finally encounter soldiers, Oishi pretends they are simple farmers looking to buy tools. But the soldiers become suspicious after noticing. Chikara's hands do not look like a farmer's. Kai instantly realizes trouble is coming and attacks the soldiers before they can react. He defeats them so quickly that the surviving men are terrified. The Ronin collect the soldiers' swords, but it becomes clear that Kira has already conquered the area, leaving them unable to obtain enough weapons there. Asterisk at that moment, Kai reveals a secret to Oishi. He says they can find weapons in the Tengu forest, where he was raised among spirits and demons. Kai swears he will never use the magical powers they taught him. Oishi dislikes hearing about spirits and magic, but he has no other choice. He is determined to avenge Lord Asano no matter what. Later, one of their men arrives with information about Lord Kira's next journey, but he becomes distracted after meeting a beautiful woman with strange eyes. Meanwhile, Oishi and his men carefully enter the dark forest. Kai warns them that the northern side is haunted. He and Oishi then enter a deep cave alone while the others stay outside. Kai explains that too many people entering together would anger the spirits. He also warns Oishi never to draw his sword inside the cave no matter what happens. Outside, the Ronin begin questioning why Oishi trusts Kai so much. Eventually they decide to enter the cave despite being forbidden. They fear Kai might betray Oishi and lead him to death. Asterisk deep inside the cave, Kai meets a strange spirit-like man. The two speak about the outside world and how people like Kai are always treated badly. Kai explains that he has been called impure and rejected his entire life for no reason. Yet among the spirits he was accepted without judgment. Asterisk back in another chamber, Oishi witnesses terrifying visions. Yasuno suddenly draws his sword and chaos erupts. A voice repeatedly whispers in Oishi's mind, telling him to draw his own sword and save his men. Oishi struggles to resist while trying to protect everyone without breaking his promise. One by one, the Ronins seem to fall in battle. Asterisk at the same time, Kai asks the spirit guardian for a magical sword hanging between them. The spirit agrees, but that Kai has not lost his skills. Challenges Kai to grab it first. Both leap through the air toward the weapon, but Kai is faster. The spirit smiles proudly, impressed. Asterisk suddenly. Everything changes. Oishi realizes none of his men ever entered the cave at all. The battle was only an illusion, a test of Oishi's discipline, loyalty, and trust. When Kai returns, he carries several powerful swords with him. After leaving the forest, the Ronin regroup outside Akko. A messenger named Isagai arrives and announces that Lord Kira will leave the castle that very night. Oishi listens to the message but fails to notice that Isagai's eyes look strangely cloudy. Asterisk Chikara wants to join the battle, but Oishi refuses and leaves him behind with an old man. That night, the Ronin secretly sneak into a trap-filled area. A long-haired figure is waiting there in prayer. When the figure finally turns around, it is revealed to be the witch. With a simple gesture, she sets the surroundings ablaze. Many Ronin are injured and some are killed. Inside the castle, the witch hands Lord Kira a sword that once belonged to Oishi. She mocks Mika, proudly claiming she destroyed the last of her father's warriors. During the conversation, the witch leaves her dagger near Mika, unintentionally giving her an idea. Asterisk meanwhile, at the Ronin camp, Ushi discovers that the witch was wrong. Many men were wounded, but most survived. Oishi blames himself for waiting too long and decides they must attack immediately, win or lose. Even if they die, they will die honorably. Kai then points out an advantage. Kira believes they are already dead. The next morning, the Ronin notice a traveling theater group heading toward Kira's castle to perform at his wedding celebration. This gives them a new plan. Knowing they may never return alive, the Ronin write down their story so future generations will know what they fought for and why. Every man signs the document, including Kai. At last he is truly accepted among them. Yasuno finally confesses publicly that Kai, not him, killed the six-eyed beast, long ago. He apologizes and gives Kai a second sword, explaining that every samurai carries 2 blades. That night, the grand wedding celebration begins. Kira's castle is filled with guards. The theater performers are allowed inside, and hidden among them are Kai and Oishi. Soon, Mika is dressed in wedding clothes and brought before Kira as the performance starts. While everyone watches the play, the Ronin quietly climb the castle walls and silently eliminate guards one by one. Each time a guard is killed, another Ronin immediately takes his place. RHRARTE. Every samurai carries 2 blades. Asterisk that night, the grand wedding celebration begins. Kira's castle is filled with guards. The theater performers are allowed inside. And hidden among them are Kai and Oishi. Soon, Mika is dressed in wedding clothes and brought before Kira as the performance starts. While everyone watches the play, the Ronin quietly climb the castle walls and silently eliminate guards one by one. Each time a guard is killed, another Ronin immediately takes his place so nobody notices anything suspicious. Asterisk Didi, you ring a fire performance on stage, which suddenly senses that something is wrong. Oishi, disguised among the performers, begins, creating distractions. Elsewhere, a mistake during an attack alerts the guards, and an arrow barely grazes Oishi's arm. His attempt to assassinate Kira fails, and Kira's men rush him and Mika away to safety. The entire castle erupts into chaos as battles break out everywhere. Kai cuts through enemy soldiers alone, while the Ronin fight desperately. Lord Kira sends his strongest warrior to stop them, terrifying everyone with his power. But one of the Ronin throws burning explosives into the weapons room, causing a massive explosion that kills Kira's deadly champion. Asterisk, the witch transforms and flies away while Mika seizes the dagger hidden in her wedding dress and attacks Kira. Realizing she cannot defeat him herself, she escapes. Asterisk, the entire castle becomes a battlefield. Eventually, Kai and Mika reunite, as Kai tells her that nobody can separate them anymore. The witch returns and transforms into a giant dragon. Kai refuses to fear her. She attacks him with fire, but using the magical sword from the Tengu forest. Kai blocks every strike and fights back fiercely. Asterisk, meanwhile, only a thin wall separates Oishi and Lord Kira. Smashing through it, the two engage in an intense duel. At the same time, Kai loses his sword while fighting the dragon. When the creature charges toward Mika, Kai finally unleashes the hidden powers he had sworn never to use. With his magic, he summons the sword back into his hand and delivers a devastating strike. Asterisk. The dragon crashes to the ground and slowly transforms back into the dying witch. Elsewhere inside the castle, Oishi finally defeats Lord Kira and cuts off his head, ending the war once and for all. Asterisk, with Kira dead, his soldiers surrender. The 47 Ronin return to Akko with Princess Mika at Lord Asano's grave. They place his sword before him, and Oishi declares that their revenge is finally complete. In the end, Mika confesses her love to Kai, and the two finally embrace the future together. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Take care, and goodbye. Asterisk.